The soft evening light filtered gently through the tall windows of Meridian's, one of the city's most elegant restaurants. 27-year-old Emma Walsh stood near the entrance, nervously smoothing the simple cream-colored dress she had borrowed from her roommate. She had spent her last $20 on a cab to get here. All for what she'd been told was just a casual dinner with someone who might be perfect for her. Emma worked as a kindergarten teacher at an inner-city school, dedicating herself wholeheartedly to helping children from challenging backgrounds discover their potential. Despite her salary barely covering student loans and basic living expenses, she found deep fulfillment in her work and couldn't imagine doing anything else. What Emma didn't know was that this blind date was a cruel setup. Two college acquaintances, Madison and Tiffany,
she thinks he's
women
looking
who
for
had
a
never
casual
forgiven
date.
Emma for being valedictorian over them 6 years earlier, had orchestrated the meeting. They convinced Emma that a successful businessman wanted to meet her, while telling him he was being set up with a gold-digging teacher looking for a rich husband. Their plan was to create an embarrassing situation where both Emma and the man would feel deceived and uncomfortable, providing them with a cruel source of entertainment. At 35, Alexander Thorne arrived carrying a small pink rose, carefully chosen by his 5-year-old daughter, Lily. As CEO of Thorne Enterprises, a sustainable technology company worth over $80 million, Alexander was no stranger to business dinners and social obligations, but blind dates were rare for him. He agreed only because Madison worked in his company's marketing department and had persistently urged him to meet someone special who might appreciate his success. Alexander's marriage had ended 2 years earlier when his ex-wife chose a Silicon Valley tech lifestyle over motherhood, leaving him to raise Lily alone. That morning, Lily had told him firmly, "Daddy, remember to give her the flower. Pink roses mean thank you for being nice, and you should always thank people for being nice to you." When Alexander spotted Emma at the hostess station, he immediately noticed something different from the polished, calculating woman Madison had described. Instead, he saw genuine warmth in Emma's eyes and a nervous but authentic smile. "Emma," he said, as he approached with the rose, "I'm Alexander. Thank you for agreeing to have dinner with me." Emma's breath caught as she looked at the impeccably dressed, undeniably handsome man offering her a flower with unexpected gentleness. "Thank you for the rose. It's beautiful." As they sat down, the realization dawned on both of them that something was off about this setup. Alexander had expected a woman interested in his wealth. Emma had expected someone casual and down-to-earth. "I have to admit," Alexander said after ordering, "Madison's description of you was quite different from the person I'm meeting." Emma's stomach dropped. "What did she tell you about me?" "She suggested you were someone primarily interested in financial security and lifestyle advancement," Alexander replied cautiously. "But you seem like someone with her own purpose and values." Embarrassed and angry, Emma flushed. "She told me you were looking for someone genuine and down-to-earth, not someone impressed by success or money." Alexander studied Emma's face, seeing the hurt and humiliation there. "I think we've both been set up for someone else's entertainment." "I'm so sorry," Emma said, beginning to gather her purse. "I should go." "This is clearly some kind of joke." "Please don't leave," Alexander said gently. "I want to get to know the real Emma, not the one Madison described." Over the next 2 hours, Emma and Alexander discovered a connection neither had expected. Emma spoke passionately about her work with children, her dreams of starting programs for underprivileged students. Alexander shared stories about Lily, his commitment to sustainable technology, and the challenges of balancing single parenthood with running a company. "You know," Alexander said as dessert arrived, "Lily would love to meet you. She's been asking when she can meet someone who works with children." "I'd love that," Emma replied. "She sounds amazing." "She is," Alexander smiled. "She's taught me more about what really matters than any business school ever could." They talked late into the evening, Emma forgetting the cruel setup as she focused on the genuine kindness of the man who spoke of his daughter with such love. Unbeknownst to them, Madison and Tiffany had arrived with friends, positioned nearby with phones ready to record what they expected to be an embarrassing scene. Instead, they watched with growing frustration as Emma and Alexander appeared to enjoy each other's company. "This isn't going according to plan," Madison whispered. "They actually seem to like each other," Tiffany replied. "Just wait," Madison said. "Once he realizes she's just a poor teacher, he'll lose interest." But as the night wore on, Alexander found himself more impressed with Emma's character and intelligence than anyone he'd met in years. Her dedication, warmth, and thoughtful perspective on life reminded him of what truly mattered. As they prepared to leave, Alexander said, "Emma, I know tonight started with deception, but I'd like to see you again. Dinner with me and Lily, maybe?" Tears of happiness sprung to Emma's eyes. "I would love that." Just then, Madison and Tiffany approached their table, malicious smiles on their faces. "Well, well," Madison said loudly, drawing the attention of other diners. "How was your blind date? Did you enjoy meeting our little gold digger, Alexander?" Emma's face burned with shame, but Alexander's expression hardened. "I'm sorry. What did you just say?" he asked, his voice steady and commanding. "Oh, come on," Tiffany laughed cruelly. "You didn't really think someone like Emma would be interested in you for your personality, did you? She's just a broke teacher looking for a meal ticket." The restaurant fell silent as diners turned to watch the confrontation. Alexander looked at Emma, frozen with humiliation, then at Madison and Tiffany, then at the expectant crowd, then, in a moment that shocked everyone, Alexander dropped to one knee, pulling a small velvet box from his pocket. Inside was his grandmother's ring. Saved for someone truly special, he looked up at Emma with complete sincerity. "Emma Walsh," he said, his voice carrying through the quiet room, "I have never met anyone with your kindness, intelligence, and genuine goodness. You care more about helping children succeed than impressing anyone with status or wealth. You make me want to be a better man and a better father." Emma stared, stunned, as did everyone else. "I know we've only known each other for 3 hours," Alexander continued, "but I've learned more about what I want in a partner tonight than in years of dating." "Will you marry me?" Gasps and murmurs filled the room. Madison and Tiffany stood frozen, their cruel plan spectacularly backfiring. Emma looked down at the man kneeling before her, offering not just a ring, but a recognition of her true worth. "Yes," she whispered. Then louder, "Yes, I will marry you." The restaurant erupted into applause as Alexander slipped the ring onto her finger and pulled her into a warm embrace. Others wiped away tears, touched by the unexpected romance. Madison and Tiffany slunk away, defeated. Their attempt at humiliation had instead created one of the city's most memorable love stories. 6 months later, Emma and Alexander were married in a beautiful ceremony attended by Lily, who served as the flower girl and had become Emma's devoted daughter. Emma's students stood proudly in the wedding party, delighted to see their beloved teacher find happiness with a man who truly appreciated her. Their proposal story became legendary, not just as romance, but as a testament to seeing beyond surface judgments to the character beneath. Alexander's company launched an education foundation funding programs in underserved schools, with Emma directing initiatives that combined her classroom experience with much-needed resources. Lily thrived under Emma's love and care, finding a stepmother who understood that no child's potential should be limited by circumstance, Madison. And Tiffany's cruel joke had unintentionally sparked a love story, proving that kindness and character will always triumph over cruelty and superficiality, the pink rose. Lily had insisted her father bring that. Night was pressed and framed in their home, a lasting reminder that sometimes the most beautiful love stories begin with a child's simple wisdom about kindness. Their marriage stands as proof that when we see past others' attempts to diminish us and recognize our own worth, we create space for those who value us for who we truly are. If this story inspires you, please share it with someone who might need encouragement about their own worth. Love finds us when we stay true to ourselves despite others' attempts to diminish us. Have you ever experienced someone trying to embarrass you, only for it to lead to something positive? Or witnessed genuine character triumph over pettiness? Share your story. It might inspire others to recognize their own value.